By today's standards, it seems like to me that you very quickly got into action because, am I correct, was she diagnosed at 2 or 3?
At 2.
2, I mean...
And I probably had to wait for that because it was 21 months when I faced it, which was right at the time when the next baby was born. And I probably had to wait for that appointment at the at Children's Hospital till the fall when Temple had just turned 2.
Even by today's standards, that's something to crow about because that's an early diagnosis.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And but I love their response, and I love the name of that clinic, the Judge Baker Guidance Clinic. I figured there had to be a Judge Baker who was seeing children in court and thought, I'm going to give money to the hospital for them to help these children, guide and support them before they turn up in court.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to remember that New England is big on education. There are schools all over the place in New England, and they're good schools.
Yeah.
And this is what helped Temple when she was a teenager. The school she went to was a school for teenagers with autism. And that was not brought out in the movie, that was a special school, and that her science teacher was trained not only in science, but in autism.
And I love that you're bringing that up, Eustacia, because that wasn't clear in the movie. I think
it wasn't clear.
To the rest of us, it looked like she had full inclusion, and that it just so happened that she met this teacher who happened to be kind and patient.
Yes, you see, I think we need to clarify those things. I feel I have a double loyalty. I think the movie's been a great help to a lot of people, but I feel a loyalty to the mothers, that they need to understand what was not presented quite realistically.
Okay, and so important because there are people making decisions about where to send their kids to school, and so that was a school specifically for...
Specifically, and the reason why was I had been doing research for WGBH for a documentary on children on the spectrum, and I had visited all these special schools all the way from Maine down through Rhode Island. And they were very good schools, and nobody was talking about it. And the advantage I had was I could interview them as a journalist. I didn't tell them I was the mother of a girl on the spectrum, because I knew they'd change their answers. And I picked out 3 schools that I thought were all very good, and said to Temple, let's go see them, and you can pick which school you like. And she picked Hampshire School, which was a farm school. It was horses in those years she was crazy about.
Yeah.
But I wanted also to have her have a hand in her own destiny. I know that one of the questions was, how did I bring myself to let her go?
Yes.
It was done step by step, and that was the first step. And I had to trust the head of that school. But I would have been enormously attracted to the way he talked to me when he didn't know I had a child on the spectrum. What he wanted me to understand about autism. And the school was near enough. It was only just over the border in New Hampshire.
And
so these different people who taught Temple also taught me.
Were you nervous to send her away, though? Was it hard for you, or did you just say, I'm going to trust this, and then your nerves were quieted?
Well, I talked it over with Temple. I said, can you manage? Because they said at the school, Mr. Henry Patey was head of the school. Mr. Patey said, we need a week alone with her to start. Do you think Temple could manage that? And I just asked Temple. She was 14. I said, do you think you could manage alone for a week? And she said yes. So I thought, okay, we're going to go for it.